What's going on, guys? Ghost here, coming back at you with another awesome video. Today we're going to be discussing the quintessential quintuplets season 2. Now, in season 1, we have to go back a little just to kind of gather it all together. Futaro, who was chosen to be the tutor of all 5 of these sisters, ends up, obviously teaching them and exploring a lot of vast varieties of who they are and what they are and who they essentially are as people. The story in itself is just really explaining who he ends up marrying, because obviously, as many of you saw, I think it was in the beginning of the first episode, where you see him, or more so in a church where the bells are ringing. Obviously, it led to ask who was the one that he married. Now, a lot of people went down to the list of, oh my God, it has to be her, it has to be her, it has to be her, it has to be her. If it isn't her, it isn't her. We're going to wage war. I essentially fell down that little pit myself, and I do apologize for losing my mind. I was a little upset, all right? I was angry. I was upset. All right, let's move on. But I will say this anime is very interesting due to the fact that the characters that Futaro ends up with all the sisters kind of in a sense talking and engaging them, and just overall his feelings towards them kind of show in through season 1. Now, season 2, however, holy papa sucker chicken wing. My goodness gracious. I said all that in one sentence. I know, it's a lot. But anyway, it's a lot. And in season 2, it's going to give us what we want and who he ends up being with. Obviously, for me, I had to find out. I read a little bit of the mangas, and I found out who it was. I'm not going to ruin it because that would be a very nasty thing to do in this video. So I'm not going to even utter the words of who it is, who he ends up with. But I myself was very upset with who it was, but again, I started realizing it made the most sense. But I won't say any more than that. Obviously, I'm excited for season 2. I'm excited to find out how it all goes down and how Futaro really handles the decision of who he's going to end up with, because it's really the biggest decision he has to make, because obviously it's his wife. So obviously they all have great personalities. Obviously a lot of the females show and express to him in a way just their different personalities towards him. Obviously, as you've seen through season 1, you can see that. Now, season 2, I'm just excited to see what happens. Obviously, the story is going to lead to what happens in the end, where Futaro was laid down in his bed with all the sisters next to him, where they were all in love with him to some extent, because they all wanted to be a part of the ceremony where whoever holds his hand at the end ends up being with him forever. So if you guys remember the last episode, that's where you see them all together in the cabin, where he's sick, laying in bed, trying to rest, and all the females were in the room, essentially all close to him, and they all held his hand. So essentially leaving us guessing with who he ends up marrying, because obviously in the end, you saw the bride walking, that which was one of the sisters. But obviously you didn't see any of the other sisters there in the front, or even as the bridesmaids to the far left on top. So that kind of led us to wonder who it was that he ended up marrying. So obviously I'm not going to spoil it. I'm not going to say anymore. I'm just excited for season 2 of the quintessential quintuplets. I know you guys are as well. Leave in the comments below, who do you think he actually ended up marrying? And leave it in the details as to the name of the sisters. Obviously, I didn't mention the names of the sisters because I completely forgot to do so. And I do apologize for that. So if you can, please leave it in the comments below. I will write them down in the description below of this video, so as well as you can pick. I'll leave them all by 1 through 5 so you guys can pick and decide who do you think he's going to end up marrying. So as always, stay awesome. Keep watching anime, and I will see you next time.